Joining me today, LeeSell from the Crawlspace Ace has stopped by, and we're going to talk about some of your foundation questions or things that are happening in your house that may lead you to want to look under it. You ready, Lee?
Yeah.
All right. One of our callers wants to know, is a crack on my wall or my ceiling harmless, or is this a sign of settling, or is there something else going on?
Sure. Yeah. So cracks in the wall, cracks in the drywall is usually a sign of some kind of structural issues, whether it's settling or wood that's carrying moisture, or other more serious issues. But usually something's moving around, which is causing those cracks in the walls. And usually you'll see those above doors or entryways and stuff like that. So if you start seeing something like that, it's good to have somebody come out and take a look underneath the house.
Before it settles even more?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if I have structural issues, is it urgent to make the repairs? Yes, it is.
If you're starting to see structural issues, especially inside the house, that usually means you're really starting to have some problems. Because once you start seeing it in the house, it usually means it's gone on for a while. So making sure you get somebody out there to address it and take care of it as soon as possible is pretty important before it gets worse and even more costly.
All right, so having said that, now we're getting close to the holidays, so I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, if I have those issues, is it going to be messy and invasive to fix that?
That's a very good question, and that kind of depends on the situation. The main thing is there an issue with the subfloor and the height of the crawl space as well. But a lot of structural repair we can do strictly from underneath the house in the crawl space. Besides a little bit of banging and things like that, you won't hardly notice we're there. So it's not very invasive. Now, if you have a rotten subfloor or plumbing leak or something like that that's rotted out the subfloor and we got to tear it down from the top, obviously that's going to be a lot more invasive, and we will have to tear out some areas from inside the house. But like I said, most of the structural repair we can do from underneath the house, from minor settling and things like that.
Okay, so I want to ask this one because I live with one of these fellas. I'm pretty handy. I'm curious, do DIY repairs ever effectively fix these issues?
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of DIYers out there, and a lot of us like to fix things on our own. I'm the same way. And that kind of also depends on your strength as a DIYer. Now, structural repairs is a lot more intensive, and you need a lot of knowledge when dealing with structural repairs. So especially if you have more of a medium to high-end structural repair that needs to be done, having somebody that really knows how a house is supposed to be built and the actual structural integrity is involved in that as well. So taking all that into account when dealing with that for DIY is very important.
Well, I like my odds with you checking out the structural thing better than my DIYer.
Yeah.
So I'll be calling you, Lee.
I appreciate that.
And I appreciate you stopping by and talking with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
If you would like to revisit this segment of Home Experts, log on to WPSDlocal6.com/homeexperts.